From Hamilton Radio Studios, from 206 to the 609 and beyond, it's WTF with Tracy and Friends. The most fun you can have on a Wednesday with your clothes on. Now, the 2023 nominee for Best Female Podcast Host, Tracy Brannigan.
You want me to go in and come back out? We start over again?
Yeah, take it from the top. Take two. Carols.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we invite you to a
Special edition of WTF. The gentleman to my left I have known for most of my life, and the conversations that I hold with him are often of a most serious nature. With this evening we have the one and only Fishman presenting not conspiracy theories, but conspiracy realities.
I love that.
Our esteemed host, thank you for having us. And
Fishman, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to talk about conspiracy theories or conspiracy realities.
Yeah. Yes. Actualities. Yes.
Pondering all things conspiracy. Let's call it that.
Yes.
Love to. I mean, I've gone down so many rabbit holes. Before we get into it, Jason, please, I know you have a special announcement regarding this weekend. Take it away.
Very brief. I want to get right into it here. But this weekend, on Saturday, I will be at the New Jersey Devil Fest, the Fable Festival presented by the Paranormal Museum of New Jersey in Asbury Park, New Jersey, from Saturday from 12 to 6, signing copies of my books and just enjoying the scene out there. It's going to be amazing. There's a Jersey Devil Film Festival, pet photos, just everything celebrating New Jersey folklore, myth, and legend.
We're very excited for you for that. I hope you guys can get out and, the little effers, go support our friend Jason and his book, Time the Avenger, which is a great read, by the way. Go check it out. I also, before we get into it, want to just thank everybody for all the birthday wishes, the texts, the Facebook messages, the DMs, everything. It means so much. I love going on Facebook and going through all the messages and, hearing from people that I haven't heard from in a long time. It makes me, go back and think about the good times we've had. So thank you so much for the memories, guys, and thanks for being in my life. All right.
And a most on-air happy birthday. I already got to wish you, but
happy
yes.
belated birthday.
Yes.
Thank
you. But yes, happy birthday.
I am still celebrating. I didn't get to celebrate. We had baseball. We had communions. Just hijacked my whole weekend.
Do you do the birthday week or the month?
I mean, I'm not really a big birthday person.
No, I'm not either.
You were underwhelmed. You were like, yeah,
I got to tell you, now that I'm in my midlife crisis and getting old, I'm like, oh, how many more am I going to have? Maybe there is something to make it a little more big of a deal.
Do a whole week.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think so.
How many summers? How many Christmases? How many birthdays left?
Exactly.
It's a normal way to think.
When you break it down like that, I was like,
especially
ooh.
nowadays.
Yeah,
exactly. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to celebrate. So Friday is my night to celebrate. Anyway, all right. So near and dear to my heart, conspiracy theories. I don't know anybody that loves a conspiracy theory as much as I do. And thank you for joining us. We're so excited.
Anytime.
I want to know, how did you get into conspiracy theories?
Just a lot of time on my hands, pretty much.
All right.
Boredom, wanting to know answers.
Yeah, answers. Yeah, pondering. I asked you off air. You said you listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of info and different opinions. And you said, with the tinfoil hat?
Tinfoil hat, that's probably my favorite one. I also, this gentleman named Charlie Robinson. It's called Macroaggressions. That's a really good one as well. He does a lot of deep dives into information that's already out there. Your computer, how it's traceable and trackable by the CIA. Because
I'm sure it is.
Aren't
we all assigned an FBI agent that watches us?
Everything has backdoors into it, yeah.
I'm sure.
It's so wild.
And that occurs the moment you put a computer online, right?
It's just built
in. A phone. How about your phone? Your phone is a little
I'll
computer.
send you I'll put the podcast in the
So the myth of the airlocked, unused computer is gone?
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
Yeah,
okay.
Because
I always thought if we never connected,
in
we
2017, there was a release of information. It's called Vault 7, and this lays out everything.
Everything with regard to.
Everything in regard to electronics, your TVs, everything, pretty much.
Okay.
Wi-Fi connected fridges, ovens. Yeah, they could spy on you with basically anything.
And everything is turning into
Yeah.
Wi-Fi connections.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
our utility meters,
Yeah.
our water meters, like they desperately want everything to be Wi-Fi, Bluetooth.
And that whole mesh network, that's Skynet. If you know about Terminator, Skynet.
Yeah.
Have you watched Terminator?
Of course,
Yes.
watch
Well,
Terminator.
that's
We grew up with
that's the whole
Terminator.
thing.
You're saying the company
much.
that's integrating all the Wi-Fi into
Well, it's not just
everything
one company.
would
It's,
be
it's
our
probably
our
a bunch of companies, but it makes a big mesh network that everything electronic can communicate through.
And we are in the Matrix officially.
Pretty much.
And, you know, and the crazy thing is now with AI and all that, how do we? It's already getting hard to distinguish reality from virtual reality. And I think in the next couple of years, it's really, that line is
won't be
going to
able
be
to.
so blurred.
You won't
Yeah,
be
you
able
won't
to.
be able to
No.
at all, which is
Definitely not.
really
Human interaction, that's it. That's what they don't want. They want to keep everyone in their own little bubble,
yeah,
away
makes
from
sense.
human interaction, reality, you know? That's why virtual reality, you know?
I gotta ask you though, who benefits from that? Who stands to benefit from isolating everyone?
Well, if you're all isolated, everyone's separated, you're not coming together. And the people,
Sharing information.
the people above that basically control the world, they know that if everyone came together, we could probably topple them and overthrow their power. What?
Napoleon once said, "Religion is the only thing that keeps the poor from killing the rich." And I think, I know
I
you've said this
agree.
to me
Well,
before,
that-
but I wanted to ask you
I was
the
just into
reasoning.
that today, and
Yeah.
the French Revolution was basically started by secret societies.
Even then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes back. I told you, it goes back to Sumer and like Babylon.
Right.
Crazy stuff.
Because how do you control the masses?
Yeah.
Fear,
Information.
religion.
Yep.
We all watched the movie. We just talked about it off air. The Leave the World Behind.
Leave the world behind. If you haven't seen that, watch that. It's on Netflix. Very eye-opening.
There was three things that the man in the third act said that he realized. He said isolation, confusion, was it? And then chaos.
believe so.
More or less, you don't have to.
Well, fear as well.
The
right?
divide and conquer is
Oh, it's huge. That's
but
the main game plan.
We'll conquer each other before anyone else. When
Well,
it
they
shit
have
hits
everyone
the fan.
turning on each other. Look at what they did with COVID, you know?
Yeah, fear.
How they divided everyone that way.
Okay.
Yeah, what gets me about that whole thing, and I don't like to get political, but how the science of this vaccine became so political. And if you didn't get vaccinated, you're, labeled, you're a Republican. And, if you got the vaccine, you're a Democrat. Like, how do you get from there to there?
It's nonsense.
It's crazy.
It is
And
crazy.
just,
Even something.
most of the world bought into it.
Oh, the whole world bought into it.
It's just,
It's
I was thinking about it today.
interesting, and the point. I myself am not, and I never did, but talking to someone like him just made me more confident in my decision. Where I know he researches these things, and he's like, "No, if you're all right, you're all right. You don't
Well,
need it."
it's
right.
technically it's a biological weapon.
Shit.
It's been patented back, I would say 2002, I believe. There was patents,
Yeah.
United States patents. They've been working on it in the United States, and then they sent it over to Wuhan when I believe Obama put a moratorium on the gain-of-function research. I think that's what it was. There's a gentleman you should look up, Dr. David Martin. He's got a bunch of podcasts or like lectures. He's spoke all around the world, and he lays out everything. He has all the patents, and it's scary, man.
Crazy how it's just suddenly gone now.
Yeah.
You don't hear
Well,
anything
it's still
about
not
it
gone
anymore.
though. Like we're still like I was recently sick. I believe I'm not sure 100% if I had it or not, but it was a lingering cold that lasted for like a couple weeks.
Uh-huh.
You know, I've never had that. Colds are usually 2 or 3 days
Yeah.
tops. You know.
Yes.
Did you do a test?
No, I'm not doing that anymore.
Because what if it was? Like,
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Nothing
Well,
is treated differently.
They already
You have
said
a cold.
they said the CDC said that it's basically like the common cold now, you know?
Correct.
So
And
follow the science.
yeah, and like, I don't know, are people still getting the COVID vaccine? I think there are
I
probably
think some people, well,
that
it's
are getting
on the
it.
childhood schedule now,
Oh, that's right. So you
which
have
is
little ones,
completely insane.
but it's not like required, is it?
Oh, yeah. If you want to send your kid to school and everything,
Wait a minute. You're telling me that's required
they're
to
giving
go
it to
to
children.
school?
Yeah. Yeah, children have to get it.
Ah, man, I was upset when they required the flu shot. I
Yeah.
can't even
No,
imagine.
it's insane.
So homeschool?
Yep, definitely. No vaccines.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, 15 years ago, when we were in school, we would say, oh, that sounds crazy. But
Oh, yeah.
I think you're so sane for going that route.
Well,
I mean, how couldn't you?
Well,
They're
a lot of this-
trying to teach your kids about sex in 6th grade. I mean,
In
well,
third
it's-
grade, second,
school's-
third grade.
School's insane now.
it's the way to go.
Yeah, it's just why do we have to label anything and like everything's got to be labeled and I think it's causing a lot of chaos with the youth and
They're not teaching, they're trying to conform these children. They're not like letting them be children anymore.
yeah, causing a
They're
lot of
trying to put them in a certain
anxiety
box
and-
and telling them what they need
You
to
have
do
to
and
be
what they
this or
want to
this.
do. Yes, just let them
Yeah.
be children.
right.
That's it.
Let them be kids.
Let them play, Let them teach them how to critically think, and then they could make these decisions when they're older.
That's what they should
It's
have,
just-
a critical thinking course in
Well, they don't want that
curriculum.
anymore. And that's all from the Prussian schooling system that we adopted, because that's how we got to where we are now with our public schools. Because
Wild.
in Prussia, I forget what year it was, but the troops were running away from the war. Instead of running into battle, they were like, screw that. I want to live, so I'm going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that schooling structure taught the kids how to be obedient and follow that course. And it was adopted by, I believe, like the industrialists, probably like Henry Ford and them, because they had the assembly line. And that's why they had the belt, because when you're on the assembly line, they ring the bell when you're done, and you could go on break. And that's what they do in schools. It's mental propaganda, man. And
Even the 40-hour work week.
Yeah, all of that.
Let's get rid of that.
We should.
We're living it right now.
I think we're getting to that. If you look at our parents, the boomers generation, then there was Gen X, the slackers, who I refer to as the last best hope for humanity.
That's us, right?
That's us. Yes,
Yeah.
that's definitely us.
Yeah.
Then we have the millennials, and then we have Gen Z, and we are seeing so many examples of these. They're just. I mean, the girl that broke down and had the point. I'm so tired. How am I? I can barely afford this, and then I get into the city to work, and I'm so like I have no life. Why am I doing this? I think our younger people are questioning what we just did because we thought we had to.
Oh, absolutely
More
they
than
are.
ever.
Oh, easily.
So they're not even
Well, we were-
40-hour work week. They're like, screw it. I'll be an entrepreneur. I'll
We
be
were
a
instilled. That was
YouTuber.
instilled in us to
Yeah.
what do? You go to school, then you go to more school,
Yeah.
then you get a job.
Right?
Yeah.
And
You
then
know?
you're
If
you
just
don't,
in the
you're a bum.
machine for
Yeah.
the rest of your
Mhm.
life until you're
And then
65,
you retire.
and then you can't enjoy any of it because you're too old at that point.
Exactly.
Which is why I'm having a wicked midlife crisis, because I'm like,
I'm with you.
I see it, I see what's happening, and no, I'm not having it. I'm
No,
gonna
that's-
enjoy life
the
right
younger
now.
generation is seeing that, and they are kind of waking up to that.
I mean, they
Which
get
is
they got
a
a
good
lot of
thing.
flack for being lazy and this and that and bitches. A lot of that shit's true.
They are spoiled.
Very, very true.
They,
They are spoiled.
But and we've had conversations like this. I'm asking him why like kids are so weak and everything, and this is what you attribute
Well,
to the
that's-
food.
A lot of it to the food, participation trophies as well.
But when you say the food,
Getting rid of competition.
you told me the Cheerios that I'm eating today.
Oh,
Go
yes.
ahead.
Yeah, with the glyphosate that's in everything that they spray, like the Roundup. You don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
Roundup.
The weed
It's a
killer
weed
Roundup.
killer, causes cancer. They're spraying this on all of our crops because they genetically modified the seed to be resistant to that pesticide.
You're saying there's Roundup in the Cheerios.
Yes, definitely.
How could there not be?
Like myself.
Anything with wheat, it's wheat, corn, soy, and that's in basically everything nowadays.
And folic acid. That's
Yeah.
a synthetic that they spray that on every crop to put in our food to supplement.
Our food
for
system
health,
is
but-
complete trash. And then you see these congressmen saying we have the best food system in the world when over in Europe, you can't even sell our food in Europe because it's banned.
Right.
They say our bread tastes entirely too sweet.
That's because it's not bread.
Europeans, people over there say our bread's horrible.
It's bread's like flour, water, eggs maybe, or I don't know. I'm not a baker.
It's just flour and
But,
water.
yeah,
I started making
yeah,
my own bread.
yeah. Do you use organic flour?
I do, and I
Yeah.
use the European flour.
Yep. Get to Italy.
Yep.
Italy's one of the
Double zero
main
flour.
places.
And it's just flour and water.
They're giving you pearls here, folks. You hear
Yes.
that? 00 flavor. You should
I'm
be
gonna
writing this
I'm gonna
down.
bring the bread in one day for WTF.
I would love
for
to
what's
try
the flavor.
this.
My
flavor.
wife
Bread
made
to
some
bread.
sourdough, and it's fantastic.
Oh, I
Yeah.
need sourdough starter.
Yeah.
I gotta get.
She
some
bought it on
starter.
Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All
they
right,
sell 'em.
I've got to get starter and try that. But back to everything that we're talking about. Just everything's bad for us. So we just
Pretty much.
do the
Well,
best we
that
can.
see that ties into the eugenics.
Yeah,
Because
tell us about
they-
eugenics.
They've known about this. They've been poisoning our food basically since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even more. And we're seeing the fruition of that now.
What's the big company?
Oh, there's only
Monsanto,
like
right?
Monsanto.
Is like a
That's
big
the seed
one.
company. Yeah. Then they got bought by Bayer, the German drug company.
Bayer
Oh,
aspirin.
Yeah, and
okay.
Bayer started off, I think, making chemicals that for the Nazis that took out the Auschwitz and all that.
That's
It's
and
vicious
what do they tell
circles,
us
man.
if we
Vicious
feel like we're
circles.
having a
So
heart
crazy.
attack?
It's
If you
nuts.
feel like you're having a heart attack, take a Bayer aspirin.
They're aspirin. Okay.
It's a big circle, man.
Have you seen the guy that went into the supermarket and he broke down all of the brands in the supermarket are basically owned by like
There's only five. There's like five or
yeah,
six.
like 5 or 6
that's
different
everything.
companies.
It's the food industry.
Yeah, it is everything.
Insurance,
Everything you're talking about. All these
healthcare,
smaller companies are owned by
banking.
these giant companies. Really, almost monopolies.
Yeah.
Like every single business.
And I think the same guy, I saw the portion where he said when it comes to medicine, they're selling you problems to make more problems to sell more products.
Oh, that's
which
what-
is
Sounds
so
about right.
messed
Well,
up,
that's-
right? It's like,
That's what happened with the COVID vaccine. They have.
Is that confirmed what you said?
What?
Where manufactured in the U.S., distributed through Wuhan. Can someone confirm that? Is that?
Oh, there's
Okay.
Yeah, there are patents
there's
for
patents.
it. And
I know someone confirmed it. It's a Chinese virus, right?
China.
Right, but I mean, it's like it.
No,
it
but
is-
they actually changed the vaccine as well before they put it out. So the one that they tested wasn't the one that they distributed to people.
the reason being.
they're using us as guinea pigs
I-
to
that's
test this
what I'm
new
thinking.
one. I don't
think
know.
Eugenics personally,
Okay.
but then they cause the sickness. They have everyone get it. People have side effects. Who treats the side effects? It's the doctors.
Big pharma.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to let you know, the live chat is open. Jay Danito says, "What's up?" to Pete the Puma. Is that another
Pete
one of your
Puma.
aliases? Pete the Puma.
I guess.
That's funny. Pete, what is your favorite conspiracy?
Man, there are so many. Hold on, let me check that.
You check that.
I
Yeah,
like.
Let's go back
Let me check
though
the
to
map.
the movie that you talked about, Leave the World Behind.
Mm-hmm.
What's your takeaway from it?
It's from a book, so I'd like to see everything that they couldn't fit into the movie. Even the movie comes in at 2 hours and 20 minutes, and at times it does feel long. Earlier, Pete mentioned the sound frequencies, and those moments when the drone comes and those sounds were disturbing just watching it. And I don't remember being that disturbed by a sound in the movie since Babel, last movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in it. Just a movie gave me a headache. And my takeaway is I guess that's what we've known, right? You're going to be in a place and you're not going to be able to get somewhere else if things went that bad. And you're going to have to rely on people in front of you and to the right and left of you, and you're not so good at that usually.
No, we're not.
Well, people are all disconnected too now. So.
That's what I mean.
great
Think
disconnect,
about it.
right, you don't know,
It's
right.
not that far-fetched. I mean, the grid goes down, what do we do?
And I,
That's the
and I, yeah,
scariest
the
part.
grid is just crazy, and I just
Grid's
think-
running on
yeah,
one leg
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
George Carlin, before he passed, said all we need is the lights to go out, and we'll see what we're really
Oh,
made
yeah.
of.
That
You know.
truer words have never
Yes,
been spoken.
Yeah. He's like, that's all it takes.
And that
I
was
think
back
we're so
in.
advanced.
When did he die? How long ago? I mean, that was probably in
He
the
died
90s,
in 2000,
right?
I think.
Early
2000s?
2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
So I mean, he's been saying that
Oh,
for
they
a long
had-
time.
There was an AI that actually took all of his work and did an hour comedy special.
Oh, that's pretty
about
cool.
like,
Updated to modern.
Yes, yeah. It was pretty. Did I send that to you?
No, but
That-
what
it was
to
pretty
what
cool.
Tracy said earlier, we're not going to know what's real.
Nope,
I mean,
you're not.
we have a diss track from Drake come out over the weekend where he's dissing Kendrick Lamar and this and that, and it took him like a week to confirm that it wasn't AI, because
Oh, it was in fact an AI,
then they
a
used
deep fake.
No,
And-
was it or wasn't?
one was, and then the second one, what they did was they took the voice of Tupac and the voice of Biggie and made another diss track by Drake, but with them in the beginning and adjusted words. They're not even clips from other things. So, and in that one was straight AI. So now they're like, well, how do you respond back and this and everything like that? And then I thought it was funny. They took a picture of AOC, the Congresswoman,
Yeah.
and Lauren Boebert,
I saw that one.
and they were in like
lingerie?
in lingerie and everything. And I'm looking and I'm like, it's a good picture, but everybody knows no congresswoman has abs like that. They should have went a little off the edge. But again, you know, these are private people if they wish to be and everything, and they're not public that way with their bodies. And now you have
Oh,
a picture
definitely
of
not.
them,
Yeah.
you know, deep fake.
They
and
wouldn't
it's-
sanction that.
Right, no, they would not sanction that. Right. So yeah, the line is very much blurred as to what is reality.
What do you think about
And you're saying that they're making
The
dead
rap-
comedians albums, new
Yeah,
albums to modern
yeah.
day.
I'll send you that one.
That's wild.
What do you think about the CIA starting gangster rap?
Well, I don't know.
Shed some light on that.
I mean, you know, in hip hop music, there's always been the long time thing that the government creates AIDS.
Yeah.
They created it
Well,
as AIDS to
the crack epidemic, and the violence
For certain,
of gangster
crack.
rap to go along with it. Because before gangster rap, it was just
It was yeah, it was,
good rap,
right?
basically.
R&B love songs,
then
dance jams.
Then it turned violent, extreme violence.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of Tupac when he was 17 and they were interviewing him?
At the Baltimore School for the Arts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
He's very, very effeminate.
Yes,
At
and
that-
and
at
that
that
is.
point in
I
time
think,
in his
I think
life.
he even has like a black leotard on because it's dance school.
I don't think he was.
This is where he
okay.
meets Jada Pinkett and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I've always said, following his career, the moment the movie Juice comes out, he stayed in character for pretty much the rest of his life after Juice. He was
Character.
Bishop. Yes. Yeah. But no, I don't. I've never heard anything about the government inspiring the gangster rap
Oh yeah,
music.
they have.
But they had to let it out into the, you know, it's a funny story. The first time I ever heard NWA was from a local college radio station when I lived in Pennsylvania. And I taped it immediately. I was like, what is
You're like,
this?
what is this?
You
Never
know?
heard anything like
Gangster.
that.
I was like,
Yeah.
yes. So I mean, it had to get out to the airwaves somehow in the first place. It couldn't just be all like mixtapes in somebody's trunks. It had to get some
And
kind of
you
airplay.
see how the whole thing with Puffy going down too.
We talked about
Well,
that. Yeah.
tied into
How
that.
That's all. It's all been manipulated, man, from higher up.
And do you believe that you relegate that to the Jeffrey Epstein, like the Mossad agent theory, that he was there to blackmail people?
I think in every aspect of control and government or anything, where they have certain amounts of power, the corruption takes over and they sit there and
Okay, well,
get stuff on people just so they can control them and manipulate them, man.
okay, well then I have to ask, who controls the controllers?
No one.
There's got to be somebody, at the top of the
There's
pyramid.
supposedly, they say there's 13 families.
Like,
I don't
Like
know
the
all of the families.
Rothschilds, the
Rothschilds,
Vanderbilts, the
Rockefellers,
Fords.
Pritzkers, but there's so many. It's more like they're more like warring crime families, basically. That's the easiest comparison, I think.
and
And
is
some of them are on the same page, and some of them aren't. But
okay.
their main goal is power,
Of course.
control,
Right.
domination.
Right.
You know.
I think it's to keep the population just in the wheel of the cog, like
Yeah.
a cog in the wheel. Like you go to
Uninformed.
work your 40-hour work day, you know, and
Right.
just to
Too
pay your
busy
bills and get
to
by.
not
and
question
conform.
anything.
Right. Go to church on Sunday and, you know, live a good life. You know, and just keep us quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I think about this stuff once in a while and everything. But if you were to think of it day to day, like you couldn't carry through with it. Like you just have to be like yeah, the world's fucked up, but this is what I'm doing. I've been
Well,
doing
right.
this.
I
and,
can't do anything
you know,
about it. I'm one person. What can I do?
said to Antoinette when we were talking last. Hello, Antoinette. I said she's asking me about all these things. I said the world was broken when I got here. I didn't break it on my own. So
No.
you know, unless it's like some Rosemary's Baby type scenario, but. But I just really think, like, in that fashion, the way you said it, I was already thinking of the way that our organized crime would function.
Yeah.
And you would have to a certain degree, allow organized crime to function. You would have to, like, almost want it to be.
Our government's basically organized crime.
Right.
You know?
Totally
And
is.
when we see stories like, you know, criminals out on the street working for the FBI, the Epstein, the Puffy situation. So your job is to be this guy in the face, and you'll have everything you want, but at the same time, you need to get leverage on all these people.
Yeah.
And you get leverage on who we tell you to. You know,
Get leverage on everybody.
I'm not sure.
Everybody you can.
I mean, honestly, when they said he recorded every room in his house, I was like, yes, so I'd be recording every. I want maids taking my platinum chains or whatever I got laying around.
That's not why he was recording.
Right.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how that, you know, all
I
shakes
understand
out
it could
and-
take 6 months for that case to be released.
Supposedly there's a documentary out by 50 Cent.
He is hilarious with that.
Yeah.
It
He
really
is.
is something else, you know. But yeah, who knows? But I mean that.
Well, that all comes, the Epstein and everything, that comes back to like the eugenics, to where they're trying to like just breed better people.
Better people?
Yeah.
Better
That's-
how?
that's better
Just
for
like
what you were
better
saying earlier, to
DNA.
stay on the wheel.
Bloodlines. The definition, it's a scientifically erroneous and immoral theory of radical improvement and planned breeding.
Plan breeding,
It's
Yes.
scary, though, how
like the
close
lobster.
we are to it with,
Yeah.
you know, IVF and things like that, you know, test tube babies,
Well,
you know,
and
I mean,
the
it's
CRISPR,
just-
where China's doing a lot of experiments with that, where they're cutting out certain things, making taller babies, making smarter babies.
wow, that
It's
is.
Now,
really-
some people might hear that and say that's progressive. They might say that is what we
But
need
you're
for the
messing with
advancement of the
nature.
human race.
No.
Well, that's always the argument that science runs into.
Well, that's what they're trying to. They're trying to live forever. That's what all these.
Who wants to live forever in this nonsense?
People with a lot of money that you were talking about before.
The elitist people that control
That have all the
everything.
money.
they-
Yeah.
They're not working the 40-hour work week.
No,
You're right. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a pretty good life if you're not.
Wow, this is deeper than I thought.
I guess.
Like I was talking about the Simpsons.
Well,
How?
Well, a lot of that's in there too.
It's-
Yeah.
Well, didn't
know?
didn't one of the creators was originally a CIA
I don't-
background?
I'm not sure.
I thought there was someone in the early creators that had a CIA background
I mean,
of some sort. I could be wrong.
to
but
think about.
that doesn't mean they know everything future that they keep putting on
Well,
the
that's
show.
what I mean.
Yeah,
And
which
think
is
about
wild.
all of the episodes that they've put out, and you know, the scene is
Well,
exactly
predicting Trump and everything.
Yeah,
and
exactly
Is-
what actually happened.
but is that-
Come on, how
is-
are there that many coincidences?
How many cartoons have been on the air that long, though? Is that like an
That is-
Obama effect where it's just been on for most of our lives that we know to look back, and that was in this episode? Simpsons been on forever.
Yeah.
30 plus
90
years, maybe.
30, that's a long
Right.
run.
Yeah,
Every
that
week?
is-
Every
Are
week.
they
Every
still
week.
on? Is it still on?
I think so.
Like
Yeah.
new
Oh, yeah.
episodes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't have
Just
time
start
to watch
watching
it.
again. We'll know what's going
And-
to
I
happen.
know. I think I might.
Is South Park still on, too?
Yeah, but they take breaks, man.
You're right, yes.
Like
but
they take like year breaks.
I
the
watch
shit they
South
come out
Park.
with is so
I'm like,
outlandish.
Oh,
How do they get away with this? How is it like? I don't know how it's
And they
on
got
TV.
got paid billions of dollars to do it too.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
What's
Have
the
you
other
seen
one?
the most recent one where Randy's just sitting around with his junk out? Oh,
No.
you gotta watch it. I think it's about like it's called Cred. I think it's like they're doing a play on the Prime.
Okay, all
Because
right.
we were talking about
yeah,
the
yeah,
energy
yeah.
drink.
The energy drink
yeah.
is
Prime
cred?
juice.
Yeah, it's called Cred, and all the kids just go
Yeah,
wild.
they
Now
keep
you
running
said
around
the
trying
drink
to
is
get it.
bad. Why is the drink bad?
It's
What's in the
just
drink?
everything in it, man. I don't.
But will it give you energy?
Most likely, but
And cancer.
pretty sure. Yeah,
Same time.
cancer, and like probably like 4 or 5 times the amount of caffeine in a cup of coffee. So, and like they're giving this to kids.
So there's also
Like-
one that's not an energy drink. It's just like a hydration liquid, and the class action lawsuit, it says it has all these substances in it that everybody's exposed to them. It's in our drinking water. There's no
Yeah.
way around it. These permanent plastics that
The
never go away. I forget what the actual.
Microplastics or
Thank
the-
you. Yes. So these microplastics, but the level of microplastics that's in these drinks was found to be 3 times the amount that a normal person gets in their entire lifetime from birth to death. In one drink. In one drink.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's like,
insane.
That is
that's an
insane.
extreme amount. So that's what this whole class action lawsuit is for these microplastics.
I just never really, on the whole, got any of the energy drinks. I mean, and we talked about Carlin earlier, but I remember Carlin going, like, what the fuck is going on that everyone has to walk around with their own hydration bottle when, like, we didn't have bottled water. We didn't fucking need it.
Oh, right.
No,
we had
drink
a,
out of
we had a
Like,
hose, a garden hose.
Yeah, or the hose.
A rubber
you know?
hose.
Like, do you remember needing to walk around with a drink all the time? Like, fuck no.
No.
Cups didn't even have fucking cup holders. They didn't put them in them. They just didn't. I had an
Well, you had to
83.
put that one cup holder thing on the window.
Yes,
right?
the
Remember?
side of the window.
Remember that?
Where did they
Okay,
get it rolled
that
down?
was as people realize they're thirsty.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't know yet.
No.
That wasn't too long. But really though, I mean, and then I don't even know. Yeah, I would walk into a 7-Eleven. There were like 6 things to drink. You know, there was the nectar, orange, fruit, the glass bottle Nantucket fucking drinks. You had regular
Not
cans
Very
of soda.
fine.
anymore.
Right, you go in there.
In the
I'm
glass bottles.
confused.
Yep.
Everything in the glass
I'm
bottles.
confused. I gotta go around to find the chocolate milk in the Wawa. There's so much drinks. So who needs this much energy, and why are they needing it? It's
They
like,
want you to work.
Yeah, they want you
They
to
need
work
you to work.
overtime because 40 hours a week ain't enough.
but you're burning out, so you could crash when you ain't working.
That's why. Yeah, you drink more
I
energy
will
drinks.
say,
Then.
I did use the 5-hour energy once.
What did it do? Did it do anything?
It gave me enough energy and I only drank half the bottle. And I would use them when I was working nights at the crematorium if I really needed
Yeah.
to power through.
I used to do Red Bull and
Okay.
a lot of coffee during
Right. I mean,
like bartending and everything.
I used to like Red Bull and vodka.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but people
I did that.
have to be just drinking energy drinks casually for them
My
to be
sister
taking
does.
the whole
My
freezer
sister
section.
does.
See?
She works nights. She works at a hospital. She works the overnight shift, and she's constantly drinking these energy drinks. I'm like, they're so bad for you. Stop. Like, just try regular coffee if you need it.
Right.
But I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar business. Somebody's drinking it.
And it has been forever. I just don't get that's all the drinks. They're all energy drinks. Liquid Death, NOS. I'm like, look at these fucking things. What are you doing, bro? That you need this?
I don't want this energy. You know what? I want to sleep. That's what I want to do. I want to
Right.
sleep.
Yeah. So the drinks, the food, that's all. I mean, when you talked about the COVID, and after a while, I told you my take on it. I thought COVID. It felt to me like
You said it was like fire drill, right?
like a temperature check.
Yeah.
Like we know people first month, right? Everybody's cool. We're in this together, this and that. Second month, I'm going to go to the fucking gym. Right. Third month, I can't go to the beach. Fuck you, right? People started getting antsy. So they would know about two months you could have people indoors if you were trying to gauge that without them losing their shit. Right?
How about the
Send
third
them a
year?
check. Send them
right.
send them a check. They'll be right a little more.
Yeah.
How long was it till that second check, though? Right?
I don't know.
Second
And then
year,
they sent-
maybe?
No, it was within the first
Was
year.
it? I couldn't even
I think
get
it
it,
was before the
so-
holidays. I think it was fall. where they sent the second one.
So you could spend it on Christmas. Yeah.
I suppose so,
Yeah.
right. But I just always felt like it was a fire drill response to see
Wait,
like,
and the
what people
check
did.
wasn't optional. Like, even if you didn't want it.
Oh, no,
like,
yeah.
you had to
yeah.
get it.
Like, I forget, like, as long as you
No.
worked.
Did you get it? I didn't
Yeah.
get one.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think I
like-
made too much money then.
Baller.
Not really.
And it's like on your taxes, it's like was it a tax credit? I don't remember.
I don't either. That's
Go ahead. What's on
There's
the
a
next
pittance.
card? You got a lot of cards.
I have so many like theories that I love. I love CERN
else?
and
You like the CERN
the
one? Well, supposedly
Hadron
they-
Collider and
yeah, that's
just fired that back up
Did
on
you
the
see?
eclipse.
Yeah, on the eclipse, supposedly it was supposed to open up portals for demons to come through.
I don't know, but you know,
Who wants
also in
demons?
front of the building,
Who
in
doesn't?
front of the building, the CERN building in Switzerland,
Have
there's
you
like
seen-
these demonic
Yes.
statues and,
And
shit.
they've
It's
done
so wild.
they've
I
done
didn't
like
see
demonic
this.
rituals
Yes,
too. They've done
yes.
some rituals
If you go
before
down
the
that-
opening.
yeah, if
yeah.
you go
Look
down
at
that rabbit
the
hole
ceremony
of
for the
CERN.
opening of CERN. It's pretty wild.
Huh.
And have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
I love
Okay.
the Mandela effect.
Well, supposedly that
It
really
started
didn't
in
come around.
2012.
It started when they opened
When
CERN
they
up. Yeah.
Fired up CERN for the first
So we
time,
could be living in an alternate reality.
which opened up.
Forgive
a
my
whole-
ignorance. What is CERN?
CERN is the
Let me
particle
Google this.
collider where they're trying to find the God particle. So it's like miles long tubes that are in a circle.
And they shoot these particles
and they're
around.
shooting particles that collide
to
into
the
each other.
fastest speed.
Yeah.
Vengeful nerds, you shall be the end of us. Stop
are.
while you're ahead. You damn vengeful nerds.
Speaking of that, Bill Gates, that's another one of my good conspiracies.
So-
Go ahead. Fire off.
Oh, he's just a
wait
piece of
minute.
trash.
Wait, back to CERN. Also, their logo is 666.
Yeah.
You see that right there?
Yep, that's three sixes
666.
all in a row.
CERN is a real
Do
thing.
the Twitter
Yeah.
logo,
If
what
you,
you told me.
Google CERN, it's CERN. Just go down that rabbit hole. I would love
That's a
to
good
know
one.
what you think about it.
The God particle people are making the 666 logo.
They're searching
They're,
for
they're
the God
trying to get the
particle.
God particle.
That's their logo.
Well, they want the Antichrist, you know, and what's going on in Israel now? They want to bring in the Revelations. That's what it's seeming. They got have you heard of the red heifer and all of that?
No, I've never
Oh.
heard of the red
The
heifer.
Red heifer.
Yeah, that's going to bring upon the end of days supposedly.
The red heifer.
Yeah.
I should have brought my tinfoil hat.
Oh, you should
For
have
effect.
definitely.
I love this.
This is wonderful. It is.
Can we talk about flat Earth?
If you want, I'm not too.
Do you not subscribe to flat Earth?
I've listened to a couple things on it.
I don't see how anybody can subscribe to it. I don't understand how they
Well, there's-
can make sense of it as a flat Earth.
I find it difficult as well. I guess that's because we're roundies, as
There's
they call
so
us.
many
but
people that staunchly believe in the flat Earth, and I don't understand how.
I don't understand how the tides would work. Like that water's got to constantly be in motion.
Right?
You
How
have
does it-
gravity as well.
Again, who stands to gain?
I don't know.
Fuck them.
I
We'll
don't
make
know.
them think
Could
it's
all
flat
be-
now.
But-
Let's see how many.
Well, Hollow Earth too. How about that?
What
Then we'll have
I
King Kong
love
in
though,
there.
I think
Mike.
there's like a nugget of truth in every conspiracy.
Well, there
theory.
has to be,
and
yeah.
that's why I love to go down the rabbit holes because, like, what's the one nugget of truth? Like, I like to hear all about it.
Right.
Antarctica's a good one too.
Yes, Antarctica.
Yeah.
Why can't we fly over Antarctica?
Yeah.
What are they hiding?
That's where they make the
And
weather.
supposedly there's been these anomalies coming out from there,
The portals.
pushing
There's
up
portals in,
in
there.
through Africa and everything. You see it in the ocean. They're saying it's just like a glitch in the system, but
Oh, that
have
big
you seen
thing
that?
off the coast of
Yes.
Africa.
Yeah,
yes.
that supposedly originated in Antarctica.
That they don't know what
and
that is.
supposedly Hitler built a base there.
In Antarctica.
Yeah.
Do you know what year
The
it was?
Schwabenland, I think that's what it
Where,
was called.
I mean, how is it the one thing that everybody in the world, all the governments agree on is Antarctica? Like, what's
Yeah, that's
going
freaky,
on
right?
there? Yeah, we can't fly
Because they
over
can only
it.
have certain bases there
Yeah,
in certain sections.
Wow.
something's going on.
Most
Live
definitely.
chat is open. Michelle says, "Great show. Thank you, Michelle."
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. I do have one that is my favorite, and it's a simple documentary. It's only about an hour and a half, but it's based on Philip Dick's writing, who There you go again.
Sorry.
Let me tell you.
Childish.
Happens every time. Exactly.
She's very disrespectful to Richard.
What, Philip K. Dick?
Richard Grayson, one of the greatest superheroes ever. Anyway,
Anybody,
Philip
named Dick. I'm sorry.
It's this guy's last name.
I have an uncle named Dick.
Philip Dick had a theory. He's the writer of The Man in the High Castle, and Blade Runner is his, I think, or you know.
Was it Blade Runner?
I think it was.
I'm not sure. He's got a bunch of stories.
Yeah, Man in the High Castle is Philip Dick's stories, but he
Lovecraft. There was an HBO show, Lovecraft. I think that was based on Philip K. Dick as well.
Well,
Cthulhu, right? Didn't he
the
come
Call
up
of
with
Cthulhu. They had a documentary, and it's called Glitch in the Matrix, and it is
Oh, that's on Amazon, right?
simulation theory. Yeah,
Yep.
Hulu too. I think.
Yeah.
And it's saying kind of like those folks when I went to the UFO meeting. This has all happened already, and it's going to happen again, and that's what's going on there, you know. And LOL, Dick. Yes, this was funny. Yes. So the simulation theory is one that I think is really wild because
That's the Matrix, man, right?
the guys in it would
Yeah.
talk about being kids, and whenever they left the town they were from, my father drove to another city, and it just seemed like it took a while for everything to come together once they got there. I can't explain it. It's a great documentary. But Glitch in the Matrix is the theory that we are living inside a simulation. Really
Does
like
it
the
have all of
Matrix.
those videos of like people showing like their glitches in the Matrix that they've experienced?
Not
Videos of
examples,
them?
no, but this was this was Philip Dick's theories in the 70s, and with the making of the 1999 Matrix movie, which I always use the esoteric reference when Neo's passport is there, 09112001, right before that. That's really, and that's the reason why Pete said the esoteric meanings. He wanted me to watch Leave the World Behind because these things do happen. You know, maybe
it's
not
inevitable.
that way.
It's
Well, there's a lot of
inevitable, though.
predictive programming out there.
It's inevitable though that our grid is going to go down at some point. I mean,
Oh,
it's
possibly
inevitable.
this year.
So what do? You get ready. You just got to stock up on stuff.
Use
and
all
Have at least
Michelle's
3 months
wick
worth of
candles.
food and water,
food
if
and
you
water.
can. Generators.
Yeah, I mean, you just try to take those precautions. I mean, I've become a little bit of a prepper.
You should.
Doomsday prepper. So
Interesting, the Kevin Bacon character in the movie, wasn't it? We see him getting the water, and
That's
and,
me. No.
and Mahershala Ali says,
Yeah.
"No, that's just his normal order. This and that." And how he quickly turned, where he said, "I'm going to need you to get off my property, and I'm not giving you anything other than conversation." And the
going-
kid's teeth are falling out, and he needs like an antibiotic.
Yeah.
Why the fuck were that kid's teeth falling out?
That was that
The drone-
Havana syndrome. It was that sound weapon, probably.
Only him because the bug bit him?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Okay,
oh,
right.
I missed that part. I had to stop watching it. It was too disturbing.
The tanker, too. How about that? And then that tanker
You had to
hits
see
that
the
bridge
tanker
in
come
Baltimore.
up on
Have you
it,
seen
yeah.
that?
No.
You
And
didn't
then
see
the bridge.
the tanker hit the bridge
We
in
talked-
Baltimore?
we were-
We talked about that.
yeah.
We were
Yeah,
supposed to
okay.
talk
Like
about the
that.
bridge, but we didn't. We didn't get
Okay.
to it in that show. But
so
but in the
much.
movie, the tanker comes ashore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Predictive programming.
I'd be 46 years
All
old.
the
I've never
Tesla
seen a bridge get
vehicles
hit.
Yeah.
that are all just like zooming down the highway. Now every time I'm next to a Tesla,
You
I'm
just
like,
slow
oh my
down,
god,
back
yeah,
up, let
yeah,
'em go.
Yeah. Yeah, that freaks me
That
out.
was weird. That was
And-
really weird. And she was such a jerk. I mean, look, she tried. Like, the cast was good in that movie. I like the cast. I even like the snarky daughter. But it's like in the first act of the movie, the first half hour, like I don't know if it's because she was in scenes with Ethan Hawke and she was trying to like still have the scene. Is he so damn good? But she was just like overly bitchy white woman. Too
Karen.
hard.
She was playing the Karen.
It was too.
Yes,
Pete,
she
I
was
know.
Karen.
I
Yeah.
know a
Super
lady
Karen.
like that, but not
Yeah.
that much like that.
Well, no, she's
when you
over
see
dramatic, yeah.
Who acts that way when they see a stranger? And who would lie about that being their house? It was a good thing though, and, like the conflict of it, and yeah. But that was the only thing I didn't like in it was her. And I hate that song Too Close. This is a bad song, I mean, but yeah,
Did you figure out your favorite conspiracy yet?
I was thinking probably Bill Gates.
Oh, okay,
Right
Bill
now,
Gates, yeah.
Because
Let's-
Bill Gates is real.
Is Bill Gates the Antichrist?
Nah,
We're
he's
supposed to
getting
have a
close. I think he's getting close.
Like he's got his hands
He's
in everything.
just a piece of,
right?
yeah, he does. He's got his hands in
everything.
food, land,
Farms.
farmland,
Why is he
vaccines.
What's he want with all the land?
He wants to be able to grow all the food.
Okay.
And control
There's
all
this
the
one
water.
doomsday map where, like, if like the floods come and all this stuff, and someone imposed all of Bill Gates' land onto that map, all his land was dry.
Yeah, it's the only land left.
Yeah.
The only like farmable,
So
viable land left.
and he wasn't this guy that just made up, like, built this Microsoft in his garage.
Right, out of the goodness of his
Yeah,
heart.
he didn't
with
do
his
that.
charities
His
and
his
things.
father was involved in Planned Parenthood. He was a big time lawyer from Seattle. His mother was into. I think his mother worked for IBM. I'm not 100% sure, but
Are you saying that Al Gore created the internet?
there is a possibility. No, that
fucking
Dr.
around.
Shiva created the internet. No,
Okay.
no.
No. I mean, but but you're saying his business origins are genuine, but he just
No, his business origins aren't genuine.
Okay.
That was handed to him. He didn't create anything.
They wanted
basically.
him to be the face of it, and this nerd guy was just like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Basically. Well, the powerful people, the powerful families.
Okay.
Like he came from a powerful family.
Right.
Jeff Bezos, his grandfather was in working
Lex
DARPA.
Luthor.
Yeah, Lex
How
Luthor.
about
Now
that
he's the
every
Lex
U.S.
Luthor.
president can be tied back to one
That's
of these
insane, too.
13 or 15
Yes,
families?
they're all somewhat
all
related,
in the
yeah.
bloodline.
I
of-
did not know this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's fact.
But
That's
is
fact.
but is the president a position of power anymore, or is he just a
It's
figurehead.
It's never.
figurehead
It's
to
probably
to-
never been a position of power.
Yeah, it's
Rogan always
figurehead.
used to say, "Not since people wrote with feather pens has it been of power."
And you've
You've
seen it
been
ever
told what to
since
do.
the 80s when Reagan was in there and
The actor?
Yeah,
Remember back to
The actor?
Who's the actor?
they've taken pieces apart of like the Constitution and regulations to lead us to where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
Obama did the Smith Modernization Act to where the American people can be propagandized.
Whereas before it was illegal?
Yes.
The
The
Smith
Modernization Act,
Okay.
it made it illegal for the government or any media outlets to propagandize American citizens.
And that had been in place forever, more or less.
For a while,
Okay.
yeah. I think since the 50s, maybe.
And
or
that
the
snuck
40s.
under the radar for the most part when it happened.
Oh, yeah, nobody. So who's going to talk about that?
Yeah.
Especially when you want to propagandize people. There's another. That's a good documentary, Century of the Self. It's about. I'm going to put all these documentaries and everything in the comments. When
Oh,
the show's
good.
done.
Yeah, because there's a
So-
lot to dig into.
Oh, so much. But that's about how propaganda influences society and everything. And the gentleman who actually came up with propaganda was Freud's nephew, I believe. And one of his grandchildren runs Netflix now. So
The
What?
great grandchild of Sigmund Freud is the Netflix.
What
Yeah.
a coinky dink.
That's
yeah,
nuts.
it's all somewhat interconnected, man.
It really
you
is.
know, it's
And,
insane.
Like the more you like read into these things and look into them, the crazier it gets. It's you want to hear a funny story? During COVID, I really got into conspiracy theories. Right? You
Yeah.
have all this time on your hands. And if you have 12 hours, to spare, there was this documentary on Netflix, The Fall of the Cabal. It was like about
Holy shit.
Wait, have you watched that? The
Yeah.
I'm
Janet
just having
Ossenberg?
deja vu.
Yes.
Wait,
I'm having
how?
deja vu.
Because we were talking about
He was
that in
just
the
saying,
car earlier.
it's you're
Have you
creeping
watched the
me
whole
out.
thing?
Yes, I did. Of
Did
course
you
I
watch
did.
the sequel?
No, I didn't know there was a sequel.
Oh, there's a sequel. It was like 3 hours, right?
I think it was more than that. Wasn't it like 12 parts?
It was. I think the first one was 10 parts. It was like 3.5 hours.
Okay, now I didn't know there was a sequel.
The sequel goes even deeper,
That was crazy.
and it's like 26 parts.
Okay.
That's- I'm gonna
what's
put
the
links to
sequel?
that
I need to watch
in there
that.
too.
I made
no.
my family watch it. I was like, you
Did
have
you really?
to see this.
Yeah, I want to
They-
make mine watch
They
it too.
had an
Me and my
intervention
wife.
with me.
Really? They
sat
think you're
down
crazy,
with me. They
right?
were like, "You're in a cult. Are you
Yeah.
gonna like?" They
Well, the
really,
Q stuff was a little out there.
It's out
but-
there. A lot of it's out there.
Yeah.
Like drinking the baby's
The
blood.
adrenochrome,
Like,
yes.
I'm like, look, I'm not saying I believe
All of
in
that.
all of this, but like a lot
But
of it
a lot of it,
adds up.
a lot of it
makes
connects a lot of
sense,
dots, and a lot of it
and
does make
Talk
does.
about how you tried to purchase it.
Well, oh yes, I went on her website and
You
tried to
did.
purchase the DVDs.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't do it. Every time I would put in my information, I would put in the credit card,
Censored.
hit buy, wouldn't go.
Really?
Wouldn't go through. I tried it at least 4 or 5 times. I had to buy the DVDs on eBay.
Wow.
I got them.
Oh, so you got them. Okay.
We're gonna fire up Jay's burner.
Is that
and we're gonna
why
you were
and we're gonna burn
asking
some
me?
DVDs.
So you watched it?
He didn't watch it yet.
But I've
no.
been known to burn DVDs.
Yes. Jay
What do you
had a
got
little
for
side
Burn,
hustle before.
burn them DVD. Oh, look, and they shut us down on our live too.
We're still
Shut
live
down.
up on Facebook. Live chat is still open.
Disconnected.
We did have a bit
Were
of.
we getting too
did-
deep?
Yeah, don't worry
I
about
guess
that, Trace.
so.
I've been there before.
We did come on a
guess
little
so.
later, so are we all right going over, Trace?
Yeah, let's
because
go
we didn't
over.
start
It's our
till
show. We can
almost
do
Yeah.
whatever we
20
want.
after, right? Yes.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you attempted to purchase it, but you were able to get it through a third-party seller.
Yes. I
and-
wasn't able because I wanted to give her the money, you know?
But this
Right.
woman is
And-
deceased.
well, yes, she supposedly committed suicide.
Of course, she's deceased in a crazy way.
Yeah.
It's you have
out
to
in a
see
field
this.
in like Denmark or something in a
What do you
solitary house.
Met an untimely death.
Yes.
What do you think of something I talk about? Like I feel like the last 2 weeks on the show, or 3 weeks with the puffy thing. Why is our language online becoming so almost illitericized? With us having
Oh, well, everything's
instead of
censored.
I don't say somebody got killed, I say they were unalived. What is the sense of all that?
I have no idea. If you change the language, then
Idiocracy.
People don't know what you're talking about, or they changed the definition of vaccine. They've been changing. They don't want to say illegal immigrants anymore. They want to say undocumented. It's
Right.
confusion.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I was just wondering what you thought about that because I'm just so. It's irritating to me when I watch something and I'm using I feel like I'm being talked to when I don't want to give my cat a treat and I say Michelle give him TREAT.
Right.
And
that's
you're going
what it's
and
like.
then he essayed and I'm like essay sexual assault. Are you
Right.
fucking with me? That you
Well,
can't-
I
they're
think-
bleeping the news clips on the podcast, Trace.
Well, yeah,
the
a-
news guy.
These platforms
It's insane.
have
Well-
these keywords where if these keywords come up, they
They do-
take
they
it
do-
down,
they do block
ban
you out.
they block it, they ban it.
And
So
also, you gotta
people
remember,
come up
too-
with these code words,
I
for-
think so they can all essay us and not talk
But,
about it.
now,
They're
like,
not say it. We did
now-
Have you been
I'm
essayed,
like,
Jay?
aren't they at the point when they hear now essay? Don't they know that that's what it means? Like,
Yeah.
it is crazy that.
Well, you remember, I think it was Rockefeller who said that, or I think it was either Rockefeller or I forgot the other guy, but I think they're part of the Rockefeller family, where he said that they want a nation of workers and not a nation of intelligent people.
Oh, yeah,
Of
Here-
course,
here I
right.
am.
We're the
Right
company
here.
people. Yes.
Check.
One world government, man.
One
That's what
world,
they're going
yeah.
for.
It's wild. There's so many. The moon landing. That's another good
Yeah.
one too. We could. Oh,
Oh, yeah, the moon landing.
There's a movie coming out about that, how it was faked.
a movie
It's
about
with,
how it was faked.
Scarlett Johansson's in it, I think, and Channing Tatum. Yeah.
I'm surprised
Well,
they're
and
having that come out.
Buzz Aldrin, he's going around
For years, he's been
saying-
saying that.
like,
The
what
buzz
moon?
that-
Yeah.
buzz that
Right.
never
He was like,
was.
we didn't go. He says it.
He's
He's blatantly said it.
many videos of him saying that. You're just
The moon
speechless.
thing, I don't know, man. The moon thing, I just
Well, here's the one thing. I think there was a recent Joe Rogan podcast where he covers this, and he has on a gentleman, and he's like, Rogan, who's actually very skeptical about it, is giving the guy the business because if he didn't, then they would say he was going soft on him.
okay.
And then
I
at the
understand
end,
that.
I think he says that he doesn't believe that we actually landed on the moon. He thinks we probably went out to space and everything, but there's no way with that technology that you could have like with the technology that they had back then, you could film all of that stuff
And the
on
phone
the moon.
call. The phone
Yes.
call to
Come
the
on.
moon.
Seriously?
What was the phone call
We
to the
didn't have
moon?
that kind of transmission.
I mean,
and supposedly
you gotta wonder.
the radiation belt. There's a Van Allen radiation belt, I believe it is. We didn't have film camera that could withstand that, and supposedly even like the human beings, we couldn't send them through that.
So you're
So
saying at the
it's-
time when
it's
it
very
happened,
skeptical.
we're in the space race with Russia. They see it broadcast, and the Russians go, "How the fuck did
Well, that's
they
why.
film it?
Yeah,
Fuckers.
most
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah, how did they film it?"
There's a good, I think there's a good show on, what's it, Apple TV? I think it's called All Mankind. It's like a reverse. Russia beat us to the moon,
Okay,
and then it shows
Kinda
up
like
trying to
the-
like catch up.
what
Yeah,
would
like Man in the High
happen
Castle if we
afterwards.
lost
yeah,
World War
exactly.
II.
It's like that.
I really like the Apple Plus show. What's the one with the guy working the job?
Severance,
Fucking good show. Yeah.
right? I haven't seen
It's another
all
one
of it.
Yeah,
for the
you,
list.
you go into work, you get in the elevator, you put your cell phone in a locker, the elevator goes down, and you just forget who the fuck you are. So you don't have to be depressed about your fucked up job when you're living your life. And
Where can I sign up for
is that
that?
a brain
They
chip?
were-
Where do I sign
Is
up
that
for
a
that?
Elon Musk?
Please tell me.
they refer to each other as your innie and your outie. So you're just hope your outie's living a good life. All you know
No, that's
is
insane.
it's worth checking out. They're gonna have a second season soon.
Yeah.
But I like, okay, so everything that we talked about and everything, I always say the modern day divide and conquer, who stands to gain, this and that, boomers, generational things. As an individual person, as an individual family, you yourself, of course, the things you do, what do you suggest people do in their personal lives to stay out of this? Or
Stay
not
out
drug
of it,
yourself with...
survive.
Yeah.
Just
Would
try
you
and-
recommend food farm to table as much as you can?
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Actually, grow whatever you can.
Okay.
Try and find locally sourced food that's mostly organic, because that's hard and it's expensive. It's like almost double.
Yeah,
Like
it really
what
is.
the grocery stores charge.
Yeah, people that always say, like, as much as I love him, Burse always says on his podcast, it doesn't cost a lot to eat healthy. They're throwing the vegetables out of the store, like, practically.
Well, that's
Organic vegetables.
true.
are
Yeah,
double the-
exactly.
Double
That's
the
the
cost.
thing.
Anything healthy is
like we shouldn't have
Not
a homeless problem or
attainable.
like a hunger problem. They should be like there's laws out there that stop supermarkets from like giving that food away.
Of course.
Like they have to put it in the dumpster. And
you
like
call
sometimes
that-
they pour bleach on it. Like it's to make it inedible.
I
Like
worked
we
at-
waste 40 some odd $billion worth of food every year.
yeah.
I worked at Roy Rogers, right? End of the night, if they put a whole batch in, guy making the chicken, he's got to take that whole tray. For the first week I'm working, and they would bring the guys from the prison to work in the back and make the chicken, And he says, he's like, yo, I got all these breasts up here. You want them? At that point, I wasn't seduced by the smell of the Roy Rogers chicken.
It
yet.
wasn't rotisserie,
I
that's why.
I hate that shit. And he just truly took like one of our liner bags and put the whole tray in a garbage bag and gave me like 15, 20 chicken breasts. I went home, I was like a hero. They threw it in the freezer. But same thing when I worked at Wawa, the extra milks, we would have the bums would go in the dumpsters,
Yeah.
So you would have to smash the fucks before
Yeah,
you threw them in
it's-
there, I would smash the cigarettes and they'd be damaged. And
There you go. And then
I'd-
that's how you started smoking.
But yes, you will, and there's a word for that. I can't think of it. Like, how like your washer really wouldn't break, and they call that organized
It's
depreciation or
called
something.
planned obsolescence.
And planned obsolescence
Yeah.
is not right. Because
They make everything to break.
right, and with the food, it's called something else too, where we have to smash the car. We have to destroy the food because, if they see us giving it away, they'll be
Well,
worried.
people would stop working or something. I don't know.
It's crazy.
That's probably their
But,
ideas.
I started a garden last summer for the first time, so I'm getting my plants tomorrow. Starting my garden. I'm going to start canning this year too. Canning this
trying
season.
to do that as well.
Gonna
Yeah.
stockpile. Making my own bread.
Get chickens.
Oh, I know.
What,
Everybody
eggs?
says that,
Just
but
eggs?
I can't
Yeah.
stand the chickens at my house.
Do you eat eggs?
Nope.
Why not? You should. They're probably the
I
healthiest
don't
thing
like to
that you
see
could
the
eat.
source of things.
You're so weird.
I don't like to
You
see
don't
the
like to
source.
and you are, Rogers ruins you with those chickens, huh? Ruined.
They're the most aggressive batch we've ever had. I get out of the car. They're all. I had one of them Wawa sizzly sandwiches, and I hate bagels, so I get the biscuit. Fucking thing falls apart and fingerprints you. I open the passenger side door and I start flinging the biscuits off the car seat that fell. Oh, it was like a chicken riot.
So
They
they're
were all over me.
free range chickens.
Yeah.
Well,
You got-
yeah, we lock them up at night and everything, and they, we got hawks flying overhead and all kinds of
My
things.
my brother-in-law had chickens, and a fox got into the hen house. It was like a massacre.
Oh, yeah.
They woke up. There's feathers everywhere. They lost their whole
And it's weird.
not fleet. What do you call it?
Flock?
Like their whole. Thank you.
It
They
is
lost
messed
their
up. The
whole-
hawks swoop down and grab them and everything.
Oh, yeah, for
we
sure.
have many creatures out in the place beyond the pines where I live. They come and get the chickens.
Jersey
They wanna
Devils.
There are many Jersey
Mythical
Devils.
creatures
Many
that
myth-
aren't so mythical.
I finished the show. That was my WTF that night. I looked out the window and saw a mythical beast walk across the front, and I was like, if it was too big to be a dog, too big to be a dog. White fur. I don't know what the frick it was.
Who knows what they got roaming around that
Whoa.
safari at Six Flags? We don't know.
Yeah, could have got out.
Oh, real quick, that brings me to my WTF moment of the week. Real easy one. Was at Six Flags, waiting to go into a parking space. I have my turn signal on. There's a guy there. He's no hurry. He's got a family. Everybody's tired and pissy. They're getting into his minivan. He's loading stuff up. He's doing back stretches. I'm waiting for this fucker almost 10 minutes. He's going on a long drive. He don't give a shit. A woman pulls alongside the opposite side of me going into the parking space with the blinker and everything. Says something to him, and he's like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, what's he supposed to do? She, in her pearl white BMW, pulls up to me, rolls down the window, looks down upon me with her like silk head wrap and her Chanel glasses, and she's like, excuse me, I talked to him in the parking lot, and he said he would give me his parking space. Now, we've all parked. That's not how the thing works. It doesn't work on word of mouth. I see you, I take the spot. He would have told me that when I first pulled up. So I said, get the fuck out of my face, and retained the position of the spot as he moved like shit up a wall out the parking space. There's my WTF.
Well, we're sorry that happened to you.
Oh, it worked out. It was a lovely day and everything.
Oh, well, that's good. It turned out to be a lovely
But
day.
WTF, you cannot hold parking spaces if you're not in the vicinity of the parking space. Jerk-offs.
That's like when you're on vacation and everybody goes down to the pool at 7 a.m. and reserves 5 chairs. They put their towel on there. Meanwhile,
Does the towel
nobody's
count?
there.
I haven't been on vacation enough to know. In your
no.
opinion, does the towel count?
Not 5. Like, you can't take 5 chairs. Like,
In the movies?
There's got to be a limit to
If I have a hat, a scarf, and a jacket, and a
Not
windbreaker.
anymore.
Oh, everybody's seat is accounted.
Yes, sir.
Well, they got a handle on that then, didn't they?
Yes,
at
they
least?
did.
That's you,
Sure
you did
did.
good with the movies, world
We
evil
need to
people.
do that with the
pool,
yeah,
yes.
the chairs by the pool, because that grinds my gears. Can't find a seat. Meanwhile, nobody's been there
And
for
then,
hours.
but does it come to this? Like, my towel was here. What do you do with the towel? You move it over to the next one?
I'll tell you what I do, and
Uh-oh.
I've done this. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. I move the shit, and if they come back, I will graciously give up the seat and give back. But you can't just leave vacant chairs all day long.
No, you can't.
A
I'm
former,
not like that. I have a little self-awareness. If they come back, I'll be kind, and you're here, have your seat back. But am I the asshole?
No.
No, I agree.
Not at all.
It's a
Okay.
good technique. Ron Smith from Virginia, Minnesota says, "What's up, Fishman?"
What's up,
That's
Ron?
Ron from the
Ron
boys
from
back
the
in
Gout.
the Gout
What's
in
up,
the
Ron?
days.
Ron's one of our little effers.
Yep.
The little effers are our fans. We call them the little effers.
WTFers,
They're
yes.
our fans. We do have some time left to do flavor of the week, so you can choose. We've got these custard cream cakes.
Why are you laughing?
The box is mangled.
Yeah.
The box is all mangled. It's been, back and
Ooh, let's
forth
see
in my
what's in
bag. Or these Sour
No, he wants
Patch
the liquid.
Whoa,
Oreos.
those cannot be good for you.
They are most certainly not good for you.
Why would you want a sour Oreo?
Although the ingredients list is not that
Them
long.
jelly bean pickles were pretty good, I gotta say. That we
It
had.
actually has sugar in it, which is pretty weird.
Okay.
There's a
what we
lot of
have over
ingredients
here.
on here. A lot of it. This is a lot of.
There's the high fructose.
A
Yeah.
lot of
Oh,
ingredients
man.
in that. We don't want.
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
We're not doing that.
I guess we'll do.
We're doing
You
the
want to
sours.
do the Oreos?
All right, flavor of the week.
Flavor of the week.
Sour Patch Oreos
Oh.
for the honors. Here, Rube. I got
Open 'em?
another one. I got two.
Now, Pete, we just taste this. We don't actually.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Sour
Goes.
Patch Oreos, wine God's name. Who came up with this? They should be fired, but we're gonna try
This
it.
looks.
Let me show this on the screen.
Only for you, Tracy, in the show do I eat
Here you go,
sour
Jay.
things.
I know, right?
It smells good.
You really,
Oh.
you
There we
couldn't
go.
have picked the
It smells
custard
like Fruity
cakes?
Pebbles.
Oreo Sour Patch.
Come on, it smells like Fruity
It
Pebbles.
does.
Oreo
It
Sour
it
Patch
smells- You
cookies.
can smell the sweet though. Like that's bad.
You can smell the
hurts my
sweet.
teeth.
Oh, smell it.
I
Smell it.
smell the sweet.
smell it.
Wait, wait, wait,
Smell the
wait,
sweet.
wait. These are
Yeah.
limited edition Oreos. These
Jason.
are limited edition.
Where did you get these from?
I'll never tell.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It's a conspiracy.
Oh, and made by?
Oreo. Or Nestle?
Mondelez?
Yes, it is. Well, you
Mondelez?
mentioned
Oh,
earlier.
that was
Yeah.
Monsanto. But
No,
I'm
no.
sure this company is part of
Yeah,
it.
they're definitely owned by somebody
Automobile.
else.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Trying
cheers.
to
Ready,
kill us
Cheers,
all.
here we go.
ready when you are.
To death.
1, 2, 3.
It's way better than I thought. There's the sour.
So much,
I was waiting for the sour. There, it's at the end.
so much less bitter than an actual sour patch.
Wait
Give
for
it time.
Wait for it.
You ready for the aftertaste?
The sour's at the end.
I really didn't get it.
There it is.
There it
That's
is.
There it is.
The sour comes at the end.
There it is.
I don't think these are that bad. I thought they would be much worse. Yeah, I'm gonna
You
eat
know,
this whole
they
cookie.
I get what people are saying. You can smell the sweetness off,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't taste.
They smell like Fruity
Into the
Pebbles.
camera, tell them. Ruben,
There you go.
can
There
we
you
get
go.
him a rolling cart or something?
He loves to put his hands
He
on display.
does. Just
Every-
assing up the
every
WTF
damn week.
every fucking time.
Every
Okay.
damn week. He loves it.
How's this?
He loves it.
That's wonderful, Ruben. Well done.
Just
All
Ruben
right.
dropping in.
Drop it in.
Go ahead and
All right.
continue with your analysis.
I'm going to give this. I'm not. I mean, I love sweets, but I cut back a lot in the past 20 years.
The Story of My Life in Sweets by super producer Ruben Rodriguez.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8, wow. High
I'll give it an
marks.
8.
I give it a 7. I mean, I wouldn't buy them and eat them.
No.
It's a good flavor, though. It's not bad. It's better than I thought. I'm eating the whole cookie. It's good.
6.
I'm going to go with Ruben on set. I detest sweet things like these.
Ruben said 8.
It wasn't bad. I go with
was
Ruben on the 8. Especially since he doesn't like sweet and I don't like sour. 8 is great.
Yeah.
And they are
Really didn't
limited
get any
edition.
sour.
So we shall never taste the likes of this again.
Again.
So 8 is great. I'm good on 8. Don't you say 10.
No, I said
She
7.
said 7.
You said 7.
I said
Yeah,
7.
so, okay. I'm surprised. Why did you say
Smells like Fruity Pebbles. Because it tasted better than I thought, but like I wouldn't buy these and like
No?
eat them.
Because I know you're a Sour Patch connoisseur.
See, you like them.
I like sour.
And they don't taste like them.
You know, tastes like.
They don't.
No.
They don't. No, because Sour Patch Kids, if I bite, I have to chew them up and turn them into gummy bears as quickly as possible. I got to bite because they just
suck all the sour
it
off.
just sours my brain. It fucks me up.
What's wrong?
I like a sour
Yeah.
patch kid.
That's smart.
Okay, but wise decision, Terry. Very wise.
I don't know. I was surprised at the ingredients. I thought there would be a lot more.
Yeah, but there's all. It's really bad.
Oh, it's all big.
Go ahead,
It's really
Pete.
bad.
Fire away on the
You,
on the
you really want to
ingredient.
know?
Let's see.
Unbleached, enriched flour, Jay.
Which is what?
Enriched with
Enriched.
synthetic folic acid.
Yes. Niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, monorate.
Is any of that bad though?
None of it's good.
Well,
That was good.
that shouldn't be put in the flour. How about that?
Yeah.
Palm oil, soybean,
Like what you were saying about
palm
how
oil.
to do the
Pumpkin oil.
bread with
Yeah.
the
seed
palm oil.
oils. Seed oils are the worst thing. If
Yeah.
you're going to use any oil, go coconut, olive oil, or avocado,
You know, he's right. Palm oil is not
Why
even
are
oil.
sea oils the worst thing?
because they're highly anti-inflammatory.
For your
Very
joints and
synthetic.
for
everything?
your whole body.
Damn.
Everything's fried. It's fried in all this trash.
It's garbage, people.
Yeah.
It's garbage. Don't buy them.
Cornstarch, high fructose corn syrup, which is disgusting.
I think the
Glucose
Well,
takeaway.
syrup.
we've always had that in our
No, we
junk
haven't.
food. Haven't
High
we always
fructose
had
corn
No.
syrup just
No,
came out
no,
in the
no.
90s.
Nah.
90s?
I think I think
Maybe-
90s,
Late 80s,
90s,
early 90s.
yeah, early 2000s, maybe
God.
something like that.
When we did the Pepsi challenge, I watched a documentary on it right before then, and they
How prepped.
started doing the high fructose corn syrup because it's so much cheaper than actual
Well, it's
sugar.
cheaper and it's all sprayed with the glyphosate as well because
Right.
of the corn.
Corn.
Yep. There's no actual real corn.
And it's
In
and it's
the-
and it's
in the- in
syntheticized at least
the
3 or 4
US.
times before they actually put it to the drink.
It's all genetically modified corn, all of it. You can't even get real corn anymore. Poor Jason.
Organic corn,
you know.
Not no,
Sorry to bring it down, Jay.
I know.
No,
Sorry.
I'm gonna.
You got to get the Mexican Coke with the regular sugar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is tremendous. It is so
Why?
damn good.
Why is it tremendous? Because it's simple ingredients.
Well,
Real
ain't
sugar.
nothing like the
Since
real
we're on
thing.
that real quick, I'll tell you guys, like when people go to Europe and they compare it to American food, they're like, wow, the food is amazing in Europe
Yeah.
and other countries because
Different ingredients.
Yep.
their ingredients, and plus they won't put up with the crappy
Yeah.
food here.
Yeah, you
They will
can't.
not buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
well,
I think the
I'll
takeaway.
tell you something about Europe.
What?
There is a woman in Italy running around looking for her cat. She could not find the cat. And then
No.
she shrieked in terror as she saw a migrant cooking her cat on a spittle.
Oh.
They
Oh,
may
God.
have better ingredients, but I still have my cats.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ooh, migrant crisis too. You know what that's about?
Oh,
Fire away.
by the way, go ahead.
It's about bringing biometric security into the United States.
Face recognition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
That's
can,
how. Because supposedly,
Ah, that makes sense.
well, they're going to get Trump's going to get elected because of the border
Is
issue.
that? Do you
Trump's-
guarantee that?
I'm not guaranteeing
Okay.
anything.
It's a theory.
Yes.
It's a theory.
It's a good theory.
And
It's a
Trump's
theory.
going to push that through, and that's going to because they tried to get that through with COVID, with like the COVID ID passports and everything.
Yep,
but
yep.
now they're going to get it through with Trump because of the biometrics.
And all that comes from
Just gonna
China because
scan
China
you.
already has
Yes,
it.
And how
they
many
have it.
people
China
would-
has
has
it.
it.
That's
Right.
what they're
And-
trying to do.
And you don't want migrants here? Do your biometrics
Yep.
and this and that, and every people will be like, "Hell yeah, I don't
Exactly.
want
Oh
them here, and
my
I'll do
God,
that
my
shit."
head's
Exactly.
spinning.
No, that makes sense. That's
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
real wild
That's-
one.
Watch it happen.
More security. That's why you don't want.
My head's
You don't
spinning.
want
That's
to scream,
another rabbit
"Save
hole.
me, save me."
Yeah.
Because they give you more. Because in China, they also have the police officers doing code. Their helmets have biometrics already in them. They could detect if you have a cold or flu or whatever type of disease on their helmets by your body temperature, and they can actually come
Awesome.
and lock you up and
Awesome.
everything like that. Actually, the film that I'm working on in the UK is called Quarantine and Chill.
Quarantine and Chill.
It's
Oh,
it's
a film
short
by
film.
Ruben, our very own Ruben Rodriguez.
Yes, yes.
Corn
We're working in-
Stop.
You have
Excuse
to-
me.
Yeah.
The live chat says
Oh,
corn,
live chat.
corn
Yep.
Stop on 206. They have real corn.
Oh.
okay.
And this is Jay Donito. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
MLB and Madison Square Garden are already using facial recognition software.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
the
yeah.
arenas.
Well,
Football
Madison
stadium.
Square
Thank you.
Garden doesn't even take cash anymore, bro.
Yeah, a lot of places
Yeah.
don't.
Six Flags no longer takes cash. Yeah, like
Oh.
you'd hit the boardwalk games, couple bucks,
Yeah,
shoot the
yeah,
ball,
yeah.
this and that.
How do you do that? You got to get a
Card?
card.
Credit card, debit card.
You get just like the
You gotta
arcade
buy-
coins. You put your card in to get a card to do the things.
play it.
Oh,
No more
my.
fun. Ching 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 ching. Right, the
I
bell.
know,
Right?
I
And then
know.
bounce off some ding 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 ding.
Good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
the
is.
slot
Yep.
machines. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
But,
guys, we could talk all night
Good.
about
Oh,
all
yeah.
of these. Fishman, you have to go on
Fishman
another
is
night.
awesome.
We got many more to go
Oh,
through.
we do. We have
I'm
a
gonna- I'm
whole
getting
list.
sharp. I'm
You're
getting
welcome to
mad.
come back.
We
I
are-
love that you
we're
guys
digging
both
in.
talked about the same thing. at
Yeah,
separate
that was
times.
freaky.
There's
because
my.
I was
there's-
telling him about
yeah,
that. That
You
was pretty weird.
have
The
to
fall
see
of
it.
the
You have to watch it.
cabal.
All the cabal.
I'm gonna put all the links in the comment section.
Yeah, that really
Alright.
sparked my interest. I was like,
Yeah, that
whoa,
was- that
there's
was
so much
probably
to unpack there. So watch that, and then
craziest.
we'll talk about that another night. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Views and opinions
But be
by our guests do not reflect that of WTF or its affiliate, Hamilton Radio.
that's so funny. Oh, we just pulled the plug on you.
He dropped the mic on you, Jay.
Mic drop. You're out. Canceled. Canceled. You're canceled. But I think the real takeaway, though, is eat as cleanly as you can, grow your own things.
Know what you're
stock
putting in
up-
your body.
Stock up on water. Just be prepared in the
Yep.
event of emergency. It's a good rule of thumb. It can't hurt. And, what did you say?
I'm so unprepared.
Rainwater collection too. Start up one of those.
I'm just gonna
get a barrel.
Just gonna whoop up on
Yeah.
Bill Gates and take what he's got.
You should.
I mean,
I'm
you
with
up,
you.
Bill.
Let's
food,
get them.
water, cash. I don't know if cash is going to come in handy, but
No,
weapons.
gold and silver.
Gold, silver.
Money, cash,
And medicine.
shows.
Medicine
ammunition.
too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
medicine.
Medicine
well,
will be worth
and then
it.
there's like that whole thing about natural medicine.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, a million things we could talk about.
So
I could
much.
talk all night about all of this.
This has
but
been
we
wonderful.
We're out
Yes.
of time.
Thank you so
We will
much.
have you back another
Definitely.
night. Thank you so much for the conversation. Little Leffers, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Adios. Thank you for watching WTF with Tracy and Friends. WTF with Tracy and Friends is brought to you courtesy of Hamilton Radio. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tune back in next Wednesday with another episode of WTF with Tracy and Friends. The most fun you can have on a Wednesday with your clothes on